So should you dress like your rising sign? Well, basically, most people will do that as a default because the rising sign is very often the sign that we identify best with, especially when we're younger. As we older, we tend to grow more and more like our sun sign and into the traits, the destiny, and the expression of our sun sign. But very often when we're young and we just find our way in life, it's far easier for us to identify with our rising sign and kind of dress in line with that. So that's kind of our default, but it's also a great way to make you feel more confident. If you're dressing according to your rising sign, you'll naturally feel more at home, more relaxed and more expressive, and you're going to be able to shine and give your best, right? So let's do a quick rundown of what is the kind of default go-to looks for each rising sign. Aries, of course, are known as being no nonsense, kind of assertive and often sporty. So you could be most comfortable when you've got your trainers on, your gym kit, and you dressing kind of to work out in, right? But it's not just about being a sports babe. You also like to dress in a way that's comfortable, simple, and unpretentious because Aries rising is no nonsense, right? You get straight to the point and you know who you are. You are at a rush kind of to get through life, so you're not going to faff around. So if any kind of dressing is kind of finicky, it's going to take you ever so long because you have to iron the whole thing and, you know, it takes a lot of time to get ready. That's really not for you. So you like that pret-a-porter look where you just throw on a pair of jeans, a top, and you know that it looks great and you're not going to have to kind of do the old steaming routine and that sort of thing. So Aries is effortless chic. If you're a Taurus rising, you're going to take a little bit more time because Taurians, especially Taurus rising, have a certain degree of patience. You love earth tones, right? Your greens, browns, and it's kind of a cliche because you're an earth sign, but Taurus feels comfortable in those kind of down-to-earth colors, nothing too flashy. You are obviously a salt of the earth kind of person, also with a high degree of honesty and self-assurance. So you dress in a way that says to the world, take me as I am. This is me, like it or lump it. But you also have a great eye for fashion, and therefore your clothes tend to be extremely tasteful and maybe a touch on the conservative side. And Taurus does love a little bit of mohair, cashmere, anything that's got a really luxurious feel against the skin, you adore. And you love color because Taurians are also quite visual. So you love your corals. And when you really want to dress up, you are going to go for those beautiful, not in the earthy tones, but also those lovely tones like the lapis lazulis and the corals. Gemini rising is a fashionista. Therefore, if you're Gemini rising, you're watching the latest trends. You want to be wearing the cool colors, the cool outfits. You're quite daring with your dressing, and you're going to be probably watching TikTok videos of what's the latest thing. What do I do with my hair? What sort of earrings do I use kind of thing? And you move with the trends fast. So one day you could be kind of dressed in a real power suit because you're business minded and go-getting, and another day you could be laid back in a tracky suit or something like that. So you chop it and change it. You've got a wardrobe that's incredibly full of variety. Cancer rising. Cancer rising is a water sign, creative, artistic, and you kind of enjoy the pearlized shades. So it's always something that's a little bit more muted. You're not someone who really wants to make a show of yourself because Cancer rising's pretty understated, and you like to give over impression that you are someone who is capable and responsible. You kind of like your more traditional clothing. You enjoy being in a suit. You like to dress really smart, and you also like to go for clothing that is fairly not necessarily high-end fashion, more something that is classic, that always is a timeless sort of gorgeousness about it, and ultimately very feminine as well. Leo rising is all about bold colors, being flamboyant and getting noticed. You love things that have a little bit of fur. You enjoy your hats, like really colorful scarves. Sometimes you just go for straight dramatic black and a black block of color because you want to make an entrance. Now, Virgo rising tends to be very clinical. You like to look sharp. Sometimes you like sleek, solid lines. You enjoy things that are like straight across here, like boob tubes or halter necks. Anything that is sleek, elegant, that sort of slims everything down. You also like simplistic. You cannot bear clashing colors and anything sort of garish. It's all about being classy and giving the world this impression that you are someone who is authentic, you mean business, and you've got a critical eye, and you like everything to be perfectly ironed. You love your Irish linens, crisp and smart. When you are a Libra rising, there's something laid back about the way you dress, and a lot of Librans like to wear things that are really comfortable but colorful. So you don't want to be sort of pretentious, but you do want to show the world that you have a creative flair, and therefore you'll definitely go for some really bright accessories. So what Librans actually quite enjoy is to have simple outfits that they spice up with, like beautiful jewelry, a fancy kind of brooch on a scarf. And Librans do have an eye for fashion, so you're very good at coordinating, and therefore you're great at dressing on a budget as well, because even if you don't have so much, you'll be able to change up your wardrobe and create dramatic new looks just because you're so talented bringing it all together. Now, Scorpios are kind of the passionate, dramatic sign, and very often they do like to go for the goth look. So you've got all your reds and blacks and everything's really out there and in your face, showing everyone that you're a rebel. But at the same time, a lot of Scorpio risings kind of like the Audrey Hepburn, you know, like the very feminine with the pussy bows and the beautiful cream elegant outfits with the pearls. That's also very Scorpio. And don't forget the sunglasses, because you guys are always going incognito. Sagittarius rising is hippie. You like your bohemian style, the ripped jeans, kind of t-shirts slung off the shoulder, your denim jackets, and you want to dress in a way that is ready to go. So whether you want to go muck out a stable, then jump on your bicycle and ride down the road and do a bit of, do your part-time job and then go for a night out, your clothes need to see you through a hair-raising day of major adjustments and different kind of activities. So you're definitely going for those fabrics like your denims, your cords, and all those that are like durable as you are, and can handle a little bit of adventure when you go on the motorbike, or, you know, you've got to pull on the leather jacket and the helmet and go cruising off into the sunset. Your clothes have to go through a lot. Now we've got Capricorn. Well, Capricorns are often very, very fashion conscious. If you see a Capricorn, they're very into brand names. They like to have a very, very smart handbag. They will invest in their watch and their handbag, Capricorn rising. So often their clothing tends to be more simple. But again, it's about the really expensive fancy handbag, the watch, or some really sophisticated jewelry and pieces of sort of accessories like that. Capricorn also enjoy clothing that is practical. So they like something that is comfortable, warm, and also good value for money. They like to shop around. So Capricorns, you can always see they've chosen their wardrobe well. They've got a couple of classic pieces that last year in, year out, and then they've got those really stylish, dynamic pieces that pack a punch and show that they're going somewhere in life. They're also a sign that quite like, you know, your suits and your haute couture. Aquarian, well, a little bit along the line of Sagittarius, hippie, bohemian. Everything has to be rather different. They enjoy the purples, but also the turquoises, and Aquarians love accessorizing with unusual beads, feathers, boas, all sorts of laces. Quite like their leather as well. And Aquarians like outfits that show a statement, that say, I don't fit in and I don't want to fit in. I'm who I am, I love who I am, and I kind of want to shock you with what I'm wearing. So sometimes Aquarius rising can also be quite provocative in what they wear. They want to make a statement. They want people to kind of be a little bit shocked. Pisces are romantic. Everything about the Pisces rising dressing is about beauty, romance, sophistication, being kind of ladylike. It's all about pastel shades, but they also like very feminine and flamboyant outfits. So they like full skirts that flow. They're very keen on fur as well. They love their delicate blouses with wonderful chunky knits over them. Pisces like to wear clothing that's handmade as well, because that is a unique and special way of expressing yourself.